So if you're meeting somebody brand new for the first time, your first impression of them is made within the first 7 seconds. But at the same time, their first impression of you is also made. Judgments and opinions about people are made very quickly. And the whole idea is not to give people a reason to misjudge you. But here's the thing though, opinions and judgments that we make on other people can change based on time and proof of character. It's like building trust, right? It happens over time. And we can all absolutely form the wrong judgment of people based on the information and the visual cues that they give us during that initial greeting. However, that initial first impression that you have control over is very important so people don't make that wrong assessment of you initially. So if you want to make a positive, lasting impression on people, sit tight because I've got a bunch of easy ways that you can make that happen. Now, the first way to make a positive impression on people is with your overall appearance. But I'm not saying that you need to look like a Greek god or a Wall Street banker, but your overall appearance should be pleasant and relevant. And it does not matter what your body looks like. What matters is your grooming and the way that you dress yourself for the body type that you do have. Dumpy, baggy, and oversized clothes make people look sloppy, and that's just a fact. And that goes for small people as well as bigger people, men and women. I mean, you could be the greatest guy on the planet, but if you walk in the room looking sloppy, you've just given the other person ammunition to form an impression and a judgment about you that you're sloppy and probably lazy and maybe even lack respect for yourself. And I don't mean to be harsh, but that's not their fault. It's kind of yours because you're in control of the message that you send with the clothes that you wear. And you're right, because I can hear you right now. The clothes that you wear shouldn't matter. I get it, but they do. So the first way to make a positive, lasting impression is to improve your overall style. All right, staying on grooming for just a second, the next way to make a positive impression is to smell good. Now, more than any of your other senses, smell has the ability to instantly trigger strong memories and emotions. It's like when you smell coconuts, you probably think of sunscreen and being on a tropical beach somewhere, feeling the sun, and also the positive emotion and sensation of what that sun feels like. There's a direct connection between your sense of smell and the emotions and memories that are associated with it. And that's why Scentbird is sponsoring today's video. Scentbird is a fragrance subscription service, right? Just like Netflix allows you to watch hundreds of shows and movies, Scentbird gives you access to try hundreds of different authentic fragrances for both men and women. It's also flexible, so you can skip any month you want without penalty. You can choose a brand new fragrance every single month for only $16. They carry top designer brands like Prada, Gucci, and Versace, and also carry some amazing indie labels like Vince Camuto, The Harmonist, and Confessions of a Rebel, which I've talked about before because some of those are amazing. Now you can also upgrade and get 2 or 3 different ones per month. So this month I got Atlas by Tumi, Fig Fever by Hermetica, and Maritime for Him by Tommy Bahama. Now Atlas is nice and sophisticated and fresh with scents of bergamot, vetiver, and sandalwood. Now Fig Fever is interesting because it's fresh, but it also has this kind of woody and amber note, right? But it also has notes of fig leaves, apple, and mandarin. Very cool. Maritime for Him is what you might imagine, right? It's got freshness that comes from bergamot and lavender, but it also has this really beautiful undertone of cedarwood. And all 3 of these fragrances are terrific for the spring. And the vials they give you are nice and big. They're like 8 times bigger than a regular cologne sample, and it'll last you the entire month. You also get the cool twist-up case, so every time you get a new vial, you drop it right in and you're good to go. So if you're curious and want to give Scentbird a try, use our special link that I'll leave for you right down in the description, along with a discount code that's going to give you 55% off your first month. That brings the price down to only $7. And for that price, it's kind of a no-brainer. The link and the code are listed down in the description. And thank you again to Scentbird for sponsoring today's video. All right, the next way to leave a positive impression is with your body language. Stand up tall and show your hands. Showing your hands is interesting, and I have to continue to force myself to take my hands out of my pockets quite a bit. Showing your hands is a way for people to get comfortable with you a lot faster. Because if you're not showing your hands, it kind of sends a weird signal to other people's brains that you're uncomfortable or that you're hiding something. So I've been working on this one for a while actually, and like I said, I have to force myself to take my hands out of my pockets because unless I'm like holding a drink or something, I don't know what to do with my hands. So sometimes when I feel the urge to just put my hands all the way in my pockets, I might just hook my thumb instead, or I might even hold my drink with both hands. All right, this next one is easy and it's to smile. And here's the thing, it's really powerful. Smiling with a genuine happiness is infectious. Other people feel it and then they become happy. Not only that, but if you smile, like right now, smile with a full smile that goes all the way up to your eyes. You feel it and you make yourself happy by doing it. It's impossible not to. Your happiness is then passed on to and felt by other people, and the benefit is that you become more likable. Because who doesn't like to be around happy people? It's always a great time. All right, next is your manners. And here's the deal. How you treat people in front of other people is very telling of how you act when nobody's looking. So if you're on a first date or maybe at a dinner party with a bunch of new people, treat your servers with kindness, grace, and respect. Because if you're treating all the people at your table like close friends, but the server like a second-class citizen, that shows how you really treat people. Because if you treat people poorly for no other reason than your own power play, it's a pretty good indicator of like who you really are. You're showing it to everyone at the table, and nobody wants to be around that kind of guy. Now, this brings us to the next way to leave a positive impression, and it's to shift your mindset. So if you're about to go somewhere to an event and meet new people, instead of saying to yourself, like, I can't believe I've got to go to another stupid, boring networking event, try saying, I'm excited to go meet new people and look for some new possible opportunities. And look, I get how that sounds, but it changes your mindset. And if you really stay in that mindset, you will automatically look for those opportunities and you'll start to create opportunities for yourself. Now, next is to be open to new ideas. And as most of you guys know by now, I'm a glass half full guy. But I do have to catch myself on rare occasions when somebody might present a new idea. I can start to analyze it and look for all the ways that it might not work. I mean, it's good to be analytical, at least in my opinion, but I have to always remember to look at the ways that it could work instead of the ways that it could not work. So if you're meeting somebody new and they tell you about a new idea, focus on the ways that it could work and be their cheerleader, because who doesn't like being around people who are always pumping you up? And listen, one more thing. If you made it this far in the video, let me know by leaving a comment with the word legend and by tapping that like button. I would really appreciate it. And with that, my friends, as always, thank you so much for watching. Live well, and I'll see you in the next one.